Ever read.
As you will see later on in this video, I put myself through a bit of...
This is from The Masked Man. I actually did video with him, of him before, so let's go.
As you will see later on in this video, I put myself through a bit of mental torture reading this series, so leaving a like and subscribing would be highly appreciated. Now with all that generic YouTube crap out of the way, we could get into the video. It's that time again where I talk about a really bad manga that gets more attention than any of the good stuff I recommend. Anyways, recently I've been on a horror manga binge, and there were some good ones, some meh ones, and then there was this, Pumpkin Night. Currently ongoing with 88 chapters, good artwork, and one of the worst plots I've had the unpleasant pleasure to witness. The story starts with a girl being killed by someone wearing a pumpkin head and using a knife, and then a scooper after she receives a text from said person in the pumpkin head. Then revealing the girl murdered was a part of a group of bullies that bullied the person wearing the pumpkin head to the point of no return. Just like Juujika no Rokunin and its first chapter, admittedly this caught my eye. But my manga spidey sense kicked in, and I knew immediately that this was going to be another gore-fest mess of a story. And, I think, well, because as the group of bullies are trying to process what's going on, is that Kobeni? I couldn't be bothered to remember her name, so we're just going to refer to her as Kobeni, okay? She ends up running off after the news breaks out and separates herself from the group. Okay, I've never understood this. Instead of taking time to write an actual cause and effect scene where the character is forced to be split up, the character just decides to split up at all for no reason. There's no advantage in doing so. There's no logical reason for why the character would do this. They just run off because the plot demands that they run off to make it easier.
Close enough.
So, this had crappy slasher written all over it already. Love it. Just love it. Knockoff Kobeni then runs into a mall and predictably gets caught by the killer, and then is kidnapped before then being put in the same coffin as the girl who was previously killed and is about to be cremated. However, they manage to save the girl as they hear banging from the inside and screaming. And
I'm sorry, I know she's wearing a pumpkin head, and I know I don't know if this is just based on how it's being drawn at the time, but there's no way her eyes are spaced that far. There's no way her eyes are like, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, there's no way. It's just so spaced, the way it's spaced out. It's kind of funny looking if you stop and look at it, but it's kind of funny.
And she's taken to the hospital where she's severely burned. And guess who shows up at the hospital to finish the job via electrocution? The good old Pumpkin Night. This sort of cycle of Pumpkin Night hunting down the bullies and killing them is to be expected and predictable, but there is some important information we do need to go over, and that is Pumpkin Knight's name being Naoko. And one of the people in the group of the bullies is actually not too bad, and his name is Kazuya. And his biggest sin, if anything, is just simply not intervening and stopping the bullies every single time they went and did something to her. And the final time, they ended up crossing the line a little too much. And you can pretty much get a semblance of feelings between these two characters, Kazuya and Naoko, as she reveals herself to him in the hospital, and he's clearly haunted by guilt.
I never heard this
and
before.
She says that she still has plans for him. So this isn't your average slasher gore-fest manga. This is your yandere slasher gore-fest manga. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little interested into the mystery of what they did to her and what the dynamic between Naoko and Kazuya would turn into. But beyond that, I didn't really expect the story to offer me much more, especially once the bullies revealed that their only cause for bullying the girl is that they just thought it was fun. So this is just another basic, mindless revenge story. As well as the story does make an attempt to make you sympathetic towards Naoko and, you know, all of the horrible things that they ended up doing.
Question, should I stop it from here? Because I don't want to ruin for you. Because if you read a few chapters on this, I'll stop it now. Move on to something else. I won't even add this.
Raiga Samurai. Okay.
Alright, so I'll stop it then. So I'll move on to a different one.
Footwear for mountain athletes by Artextric.
Do you like manga? Cool.
Unpopular opinion,
Because
but
I don't. Since we are
salt
both here,
waste
let me
tastes
introduce to you
good.
one of my favorite types of
Oh,
stories.
salt water.
Revenge stories. And when it comes to revenge, there are already some great ones I've already talked about. Akumetsu, Green Blood, My Beautiful Dark
Oh, just to be clear, this is from the same person again, but this one says, read this manga if you dare.
Do you like manga? Cool. Because I don't. Since we are both here, let me introduce to you one of my favorite types of stories. Revenge stories. And when it comes to revenge, there are already some great ones I've already talked about. Akumetsu, Green Blood, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and even some parts of Berserk. Nope! Don't say! But today, I present you with a new, not so new one. Look, this is a story that people have talked about for like, I think over a year now, but I kind of beat to my own drum. I do what I want, talk about when I want, and I'll have you know, I take a lot of pride in that. But the story I am talking about today is Juujika no Rokunin, or better known in English, I'm too lazy to translate. So Paprika no Cumin is a story about a boy with a family. I think you already know where this is going, because if there's one way to give your protagonist limitless freedom is to implement what I call the Walt Disney method. No, I don't mean throw your protagonist in a workshop, okay? The Walt Disney method is erasing the parent so hard it makes Gon's father look good. So the boy's name is Uruma, or Uruma. I should probably give the warning now that I can't read properly or pronounce Japanese names well. And yet I'm some of y'all's main source for manga. But Uruma has a loving mommy and daddy and little brother. So the story does a great job of making Uruma this innocent and likable character. Part of the likability comes from the relatability of being bullied. So Eminem here gets bullied pretty hard, and therefore his safe place is his family. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that his middle school bullies are the spawn of the devil himself. Imagine if Johan from Monster and the mom, can't be asked right now, from Blood on the Tracks had a kid, who then had a gang of bloodthirsty brats. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm a huge supporter of the OBTC, occasionally beating the child. And these demons decide to pull the
Okay, that's funny. Obesity.
a harmless little prank of killing his parents and then sending his younger brother into the hospital. Now, I don't mean to sound like Itachi, but as an older brother myself, I would go to insane lengths to protect and support my little bro. But the things I would do if someone were to so much as dare to physically... So Uruma and I have very, very similar sentiments. So now that our MC doesn't have a home, or better yet, parents, he goes to his grandfather's place. And his grandpa was apparently Japanese Rambo or something in Nam, because he has all the skills to teach Vinny Vengeance here what he wants. And that's the power to kill each and every one of those jerks. And that is just the intro for Metro no Boomin. By the way, if you like the video so far, I suggest liking and subscribing, or else I will make you experience the worst of rooster and ball torture. Now hurry up and do it before I die of rip-off syndrome and lack of originality. Careful, it's contagious. But in this video, I'm going to be recommending something that I'm very sure most anime and manga fans haven't experienced in a while, and that is the outdoors. Also, this type of manga. Most manga that have a revenge-type premise do take a while to reach their moments of satisfaction, although part of why I love Akumetsu so much is the satisfaction is throughout the entire story. And Eureka no Chunin is extremely good at this. It's very quick to give you the premise, which I explained in the intro, and then it jumps right back into his revenge story, or well, I should say the execution of his revenge plot, as he's now in high school and gives off much more of that alpha male energy, or sigma male, whatever y'all are on these days. But he encounters those obnoxious little children that were responsible for the death of his family and his brother now being in a coma, and now he has to come with the moral dilemma of whether or not he's going to be able to kill them or not. And his first test is against one of the bullies, which he was originally friends with. And the interesting thing here is once he figures out the true nature of the people he's dealing with, he can now have a conviction for how he wants to deal with them. Because he's not killing people who he thinks have some morality to them or are people, but he now sees them as just pure evil animals, and he is simply bringing these lambs to their slaughter. So edgier Sasuke here will no longer have the moral wall standing in front of him. He's completely kicked
Can we please stop tattooing our fucking face? Just hot take on that one. Can we just stop doing that shit? It's not cool anymore. It's really stupid. And can we stop putting the stupid upside down fucking cross on our forehead? Because that's just been done with to death. Can we stop doing this? This shit is stupid now. Like, anyone who's suffering from some type of brain aneurysm.
Samurai.
Stop putting... Who's we? I'm just saying in general. Like, we gotta stop this. I just saw the little meme he used with Sasuke putting the tattoo on his head. I just think to myself, can we stop putting the tattoo on our faces? It just screams unemployment and just dumbassery.
Sit down and is ready to go. By the way, if you kind of didn't guess this already, because it is a review, I'm going to be kind of spoiling some things up to where the story is currently at. So yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled, I'd recommend checking out some of the other videos I've done. So yeah, really quick, I want to draw some attention to the art style of the manga, as I think art is something I point out a good bit in my reviews, because it's kind of what distinguishes manga from just a book, is the nice pictures to look at, because I'm too dumb to read without pictures. But overall, I think the art style really accentuates all of the expressions that happen throughout the manga, as the story can get extremely absurd and crazy. To put it a little into perspective, the fact that this kid had his parents murdered and brother put in the hospital by other little kids, and then almost immediately upon arriving to high school has to save a girl who is almost... well, you know, and that's only the beginning of it. So he first deals off with the first bully. Now, just assume everything I'm gonna say here is in the correct order, even though I'm not entirely sure if it is. But the next of the psychopaths is almost like every other Twitter user whose only personality trait is horny. That's what this character is. He's a psychopathic pimp as well as a male yandere character who's completely obsessed with this one female. And I can't really get into it because of monetization purposes, but long story short, a pimp named Slickback here gets hunted down by our good old Yusuke and is brought into the room of the girl that he's held captive and obsessed over for all this time, and she's set free, and they use this very interesting device that, okay, so imagine, fellas, you're going in for a prostate exam, and instead of using, you know, just the 1-2 finger combo, instead he whips out the infinity gauntlet. That's kind of what, imagine that same device being used where you go number 1 from. Yeah, he
Number
has
one?
both of his holes resized.
Perfect freeze frame.
Juujika Samurai. I'm gonna go crazy.
Fucking bro. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh man. Shit. Ooh. That shit.
And it's not pretty. And don't feel bad for the dirtbag. You shouldn't, because this dude can't keep it in his pants. In fact, he also stole the innocence of the protagonist when they were young. So yeah, for this
What? 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 Oh, bro, I don't like, bro. I don't even.
Because this dude
like,
can't
upset.
keep it in his pants. In fact, he also stole the innocence of the protagonist when they were young. So yeah, for this
Ew.
dirtbag in particular, instead of occasionally beating the child, I'd recommend frequently beating the child, and that's 2 doses a day. Don't worry, the child won't
Juujika
overdose.
Samurai.
Now, at this point in the video, you
Taking booty.
He was taking. He was taking. Now, I'm just gonna let you know, we could either do this the hard way or the easy way. The choice is yours. But any which way you pick, I'm gonna be the victor at the end of the day. Oh my god! He took it. I'm a booty warrior. I'm a booty warrior.
Raiga Samurai. He's a warrior.
He's a warrior.
The left smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes. LMAO.
I'm a warrior. Oh my god.
You might be feeling extremely uncomfortable, and trust
Bro.
me, I am extremely uncomfortable having to relay this information to you. How do you think it felt reading it? Oh yeah, and did I mention that's only bully number 2? And also, the girl that I mentioned earlier that he ended up saving now has an extreme interest, just a flat-out crush on him, because, you know, dark, mysterious, and dangerous, right? What is there not to like? But I think the story really tries to do a really good job of, despite these extremely gruesome and horrific things being done to these bullies, the author makes them so detestable that
you can't help
actually don't even feel
care.
bad.
Yes.
Maybe that's just everyone has different tolerances for certain things. In all honesty, I wouldn't know. Okay, I'm lying. I would totally wish those things. Anyways, the story just does a great job of putting into light how evil and twisted these characters are, so then there is a sense of satisfaction when our protagonist exacts justice upon them. Bully number 3 has an obsession with the main bully of the group. And
What?
this character is a little more intelligent than the previous 2 were, but
It's
he's
a
also
monkey.
a lot more annoying. So I really don't feel like talking about him. I'm just gonna say that there's a girl that kind of falls in love with our main protagonist that isn't the same girl from before. This time she's a blonde. And of course, as soon as I knew this romantic interest was going to be thrown into the story, there was that part of me that was screaming,
Oh, wait.
"Yep, she's done for." So she's kind of
Yep.
left a little traumatized, which of course infuriates our protagonist even more. Goes after the 3rd bully, and then does this insane kind of switch where the grandpa dresses up as the head bully who this 3rd bully is obsessed with, and therefore makes it seem like the main bully was killing this 3rd one. And if you thought the last
What?
method was brutal,
Wait, whoa, what? 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 Wait, whoa, what the fuck? What is happening? Whoa!
LMAO.
What is happening? My brain! My little monkey brain ain't working. What is happening?
was
What
going to
is
be thrown into the
happening?
story. There
Go
was
back.
a part of me that was
Something did not click here. Something just went totally off. The light went off on that one.
screaming,
What?
"Yep, she's done for." So she's kind of left a little traumatized, which of course infuriates our protagonist even more.
Raiga
Okay.
Samurai.
Goes after the 3rd bully,
Plot plotting.
and then does this insane
yeah, the
kind of
plot-
switch where
Yeah, the plot is plotting. I don't know what just happened. I'm so confused. I feel like I just left something out. There was, what the fuck?
the grandpa dresses up as the head bully who this
Okay.
3rd bully is obsessed with,
Okay.
and therefore makes it seem like the main bully was killing this 3rd one. And if you thought the last method was brutal, oh boy.
So wait. So the grandfather dressed like the first main bully, not the first one, but the main guy, the most worst out of the 3, I think. I think there's 3 or 4. I think he's the main head honcho. The 3rd bully's obsessed with the first with the main bully boss, whatever the fuck, and then the grandfather for some odd reason is in custody of the 3rd bully, and he puts on a mask that looks like the main bully that the 3rd bully's obsessed with while chopping him up. Or poking holes in him. Like, is that what it is? Am I on the right track? Is my brain working? Am I braining? Did I get the A on the test? That's what I'm asking, because I don't think I got that right, but I feel like I got it right, but I don't think I put my name on the test, coach. I put my name on the test. That's as far as I knew what was going on in the test, and after that, that kind of went fucking downhill from that point. I don't know, coach. I don't know.
Was this one? Although actually, no, the last one kind of sucks even more. Maybe that's just because I'm a dude, so I could relate to that pain a little bit. Pause. But no, yeah, if it wasn't obvious
samurai.
up to this point, yeah,
Don't
this
go
story
That's me.
isn't for the
Even he doesn't know. Okay, I'm not crazy.
lighthearted or with a weak stomach. It's very brutal, and it likes to vividly
Thank you,
show
Asho.
kind of the details of the brutality in this story. Now, this fourth bully is the definition of big, strong, and definitely on steroids. I guarantee you this kid takes so much roids, WWE wrestlers from the 80s and 90s would be so jealous. Now, but this kid's a martial artist, and conveniently enough, the grandpa in enough time managed to teach his, I completely forgot what a grandson was for a moment there, but teaching his grandson conveniently how to master martial arts so no man will ever defeat him again. So these two face off, and that's currently where the story leaves up to at this point. So overall, what do I think about this story? I think it's extremely engaging. I think it's a quick and easy read, although easy coming in how quick it is, not easy for the actual content. It can be, like I said,
Just to me, it just sounds like Gacha Kuda in high school. It sounds like Gacha Kuda, but in high school. That's what it just sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like an interesting read at less, but very edgy at most. But like, it's not going to not disappoint. It will just be. You're gonna see things coming that is kind of probably obvious, but then again, that's pretty not like Gacha Kuda. I mean, what do you call it?
Raiga Samurai.
What do you call it?
For real?
Not Gacha Kuda. What do you call it? Kabachi. There you go. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. Kabachi. Kabachi. Kind of. Well, the magic is just revenge and the sword. That's pretty much what this is, to a certain extent. The revenge plot story, I'm saying. And it's just more gory, I guess. Whatever.
Raiga Samurai.
Said the wrong word. I keep getting those names sometimes mixed up when I'm talking.
extremely brutal and graphic, but nonetheless, it's a satisfying revenge story. It is an all-up-in-your-face thriller that will, I think, leave a really strong impression for anyone who reads it. So if everything I said in this video is at least somewhat, sorta, kinda intriguing, then make sure you check it out. And also, if you found this video even the least bit entertaining, once again, liking, commenting, subscribing, and turning on the bell notifications, that way you don't miss an upload. I'ma just be honest, is of great help to me, and is very much appreciated. As always, this has been the Masked Man. Hope everyone has a blessed rest of the day, and peace.
Okay, I'm pretty much done for today. I did enough for this. So, we're gonna play some Genshin. So I'm gonna put in Genshin. We're gonna play some Genshin. What the hell?